Alright guys, welcome back to another Warframe video. So in the last video, we were taking Revenant Prime over into a little steel path and some other higher difficulty content just to see, if my thoughts that he could survive through it quite well was accurate. And I feel like I have a little tweaking to do on the build, but yeah, overall I was very impressed with his survivability, which lends credence to my thoughts there. So as I mentioned in the last video, we are moving on to jumping over to another frame that I've already used that I had identified that I wanted to test for Steel Path and other higher difficulty content, and that's Frost. Now, Frost is a frame I only played a little bit. I thought they were pretty good. However, I personally didn't find them all that engaging to use. But as I was working on syndicates and unlocking all the mods under Cephalon Suda to start specifically, Frost was one of the first that I saw had a ton of augment mods that all sounded like they could make Frost really powerful. So I have already adjusted their mod setup, and I'll show you what I've done. I finally threw some energy onto Archon Flow. Yeah, I have the points I could max it out, but I'm trying to, keep a fair chunk of Indo in there so I can continue working on some others that I've not worked up yet, But at any rate, based on the loadout that I had the last time I played Frost, this is a pretty big departure. So we've got Archon Flow, which also, yeah, it's only a 10%, but I am hoping that I'm going to be getting plenty of cold eliminations and then have a chance for some additional energy orbs to drop. Narrow-minded I've had on there from the beginning. I'm going to leave it just like that. Intensify, I don't remember if I had that on to begin with. I think I did. I think I have that on most builds. Keeping that. Efficiency, definitely keeping. Then I have 3 of his augment mods, all of which sound like they will be really useful and pair well together. So we've got the Chilling Globe, 50% enemies chance to freeze for 10 seconds if they enter the globe, which does pair into trying to get eliminations. You'll see how this all kind of works together. Most of you probably already know this and have probably already done it yourselves. But Biting Frost in particular, Frost gains plus 200% crit chance and 200% crit damage against frozen enemies. So 50% chance they freeze for 10 seconds if they walk through the globe, and then he gets crazy high crit chance and damage against enemies that are frozen. Then over here I see Avalanche has the ability to throw some Overguard. So those all sounded really, really great. Transient Fortitude for some additional strength. Yeah, took duration down a little bit. I had to make a few trade-offs, but I think that the numbers are going to be workable. Just like I originally had Stretch on here, and I took that off to throw on one of these other augment mods, but frankly, the duration seems reasonable to me. On the low end, it's a little over 10 seconds, and I think that's going to be good enough to work with what we're trying to do. Obviously, they have a great passive. We already know all about their kit. Freeze if you need to. 2, I really don't ever use much. I do have the augment for it. It's just not 1. I didn't find myself drawn to that ability. The rest of the ability just kind of worked so well together. If I recall correctly, if I want to get rid of a globe, I can just throw Freeze at it and then throw another one down because you can have up to 3. But yeah, I think all of this in tandem ought to work pretty well. Obviously, Arcane Ice Storm. This was a kind of no-brainer. Arcane to throw on there on enemies that are frozen, gain ability strength and duration up to 15 seconds. That'll stack up to 14 times. Then we did Molt Augment just to keep throwing some additional strength in there. So there's a lot of ways I could have gone about building it, but this was the first build that I had in mind that I wanted to test just to see what I think. Just based on how Frost functions and with the arcanes and their augment mods paired together, I suspect that Frost is going to be pretty decent for survivability in Steel Path. So that's what we're about to find out today, if my suspicion is correct. So that's the loadout. No weapons change from last several weeks I've been playing, guys. Back to Loadout, Felarx, and Harmony. Yeah, I will be rotating through other weapons in the background. They're just the best weapons that I have right now currently. Plenty more to get. I don't have but a very small percentage of the weapons in the game. I know there's hundreds of them. But at any rate, let's just check and see what we have. Defense, I mean, I could try to protect the point with the snow globe, which might not be a horrible test to see how they're freezing and the additional damage functions. Or we could go mobile defense. So I think I'm personally going to start with Tharsis. I think that'll be maybe a little bit more simplified test for me. I'm sticking with solo. We're just going to test if I think Frost has what it takes with all of the adjustments I made to their loadout. I have high hopes here, so we're going to jump right in. Tharsis it is.
The art of combat must be practiced to truly master the canvas of war.
Frost's starting energy not particularly high there, so I'm going to give it a minute. Just give a recast. But hopefully we'll find that our energy economy is not a major hindrance while we're doing this. Save Avalanche for when it gets really, really thick. Maybe to try to proc a little Overguard. But we're going to see how all these are going to work symbiotically together. So let's just go ahead and jump down in there. Just in case there's an energy orb, you never know. That's okay. Not there either. We don't want to hear you talking to one another. Nosy speaker. That thing sure can take some damage, huh?
Here is a terminal. Get me in and get ready to defend.
$189. That's good enough to start. Let's get rid of that. All right, we'll just jump up. We'll jump up again. I'll throw me a shield here.
Tenno. This will take a moment. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. Marines inbound.
Okay. So maybe I kind of pigeonholed myself a little bit. Let's just do one of these.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Let's stay in my bubble. Oh boy. So this is not going as well as I had hoped. Oh, and they broke it. Alright guys, so I'm going to try this again. On paper, it sounds like this should be just an unbelievably good loadout.
Focus impressive. Give them all warriors.
However, in practice, especially while soloing, Frost still felt a little squishy. I kind of remember, I mean, it has been a while since I've used Frost, but I do kind of remember thinking that about Frost, even though their kit gives them a whole lot of defensive capabilities with the snow globes. Maybe I should just overlap a series of them.
Find one and patch me in.
Get his energy up a bit more. Avalanche does take a lot. 377. That's my max right now.
Come on.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Trying to get rid of that.
Here is a terminal. Get me in and get ready to defend.
Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of take my time with this a little bit. Maybe there's a way to increase the globe strength, like how much damage it can take is effectively what I mean. I feel like maybe strength would be the obvious, but alright, it's over here, so let's just get this in. Cast a globe here.
I'm in, Tenno.
Cast a globe there.
This will take a
Cast a
moment.
globe there. Get out of here, Jade Light. I couldn't even get the avalanche off before I was down. I mean, if they do
Still
freeze,
working on it. Continue to defend.
it does good work, but see, now I'm out of my globe, and I'm out of energy, and they just broke the globe, so Frost is definitely going down again.
Stay focused.
Yeah.
There's a heavy unit approaching.
There's clearly something that I need to change in this build, guys. I'm not sure exactly what it is. But something.
Terminal hacked. Keep moving.
Immediately murked by the Acolyte. I'm trying to look at the positive right now. I did manage to get that first one done. Yeah, I'm just not going to survive this. So, something in his setup needs tweaking. Nope. I feel like the key may be trying to get more overguard up front with the Icy Avalanche augment. I want to go back and reread this, guys. Something about the way that I'm doing this, I feel like it should work, but there's some key element I'm missing here. So let's just go back and reread. So, I mean, yeah, I would have to pump points. Into armor, which I don't necessarily want to do, but it would make it stronger. Let me just take off Intensify for just a second, see what that would bump it up to. I mean, that is a pretty significant bump, and it's per enemy hit, but I feel like I need Intensify to make everything hit stronger. So let's get Intensify back on. They step in there, that'll freeze them, but they rarely ever step in it. So it's basically just a shield for me. The health is 8120. I'm guessing that's based on strength.
I will attempt to bypass this fault.
This is huge if I can actually get them frozen, so... Maybe I need to cast one to freeze. Save the avalanche for just when there's a really big group of enemies to try to boost up the overguard. I may try to change the order of operations of my casting. I feel like this build should work, guys, but it could just be me. Maybe it's just his stats aren't base, like shield or armor or something is just a little too low. That was mobile defense. That's outright defense. If I can't get through this, I can't get through that. It's as simple as that. Maybe I don't need all of these specific augments that I put on him on there. Maybe some of that's a little bit wasted or overkill, or I only need one or two of them and not all three of the ones that I grabbed, so that it leaves more points that I could throw some more points, say, into shield or armor or something. I don't know. It's probably me. I feel like on paper this should work, but it's not. So we're going to jump right into Tharsis, see if we can figure this out.
And you may yet avoid it. Trust in your training.
Even though I bumped his energy up quite a lot, I still feel like he needs more. Or if I could increase his efficiency a bit.
Find one and patch me in.
So that I could cast more. I don't know. There's a few different ways I could think. Starting off simple with just some basic freezing.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
keeping them slow and in place is definitely good. I feel like as soon as I get up here, I'm going to need to drop a globe, so I'm going to have that at the ready.
Terminal spotted. Upload me and prepare to defend.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, I got a little overguard there. That was a little better.
Terminal hacked. Keep moving.
Okay, gonna grab and go. That was a big enough group of enemies that I was able to actually get some benefit from the overguard. Yeah, it would be nice to get even more overguard because that hit a pretty good swath of them and it only gave me 2,000, which I guess is better than nothing. This is going a little bit better than my first cracks, guys, but I want to show you,
Marines
you know,
inbound.
my process. You may, just by seeing what I'm thinking and how I'm approaching it, have some advice that would help this go a little better. I stand by, I think I'm on the right track, that Frost should be quite good at this. Yeah, it's really, he just does feel a little bit squishy right now. I mean, he's always felt a little bit squishy, but he does, of course, have, you know, shielding with his ice globes, which is what I'm keeping at the ready here. Do I still have the thing in my hand? Did I drop it? No, it's still in my hand. I didn't see it. I thought I was losing my mind. Where is this other enemy? I don't even see him. And then lose all of my incarnate because of it. One Grenier with some little pop gun. That's all it takes. Get out of here, Acolyte. That's right. Okay, pick this back up. Oh, man. Well, guys, I'm still on my
Stay
feet
focused.
somehow.
There's a heavy unit approaching. Location reached. Drop me in and defend our position. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Nope, he's gonna drop right as that pops up. Do I have enough to survive this?
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Oh, I'm not gonna survive this, guys. And now I'm stuck in a bad place. Meanwhile, they're just down there destroying the objective, right? Yep, I'm not going to make it. Nope, there it goes. They destroyed it. Oh, boy. All right, guys, so I am having a little bit better luck, but I still feel like there's something missing, so we're going to jump back to the drawing board here. What I'm thinking... This has to stay. That just makes this weapon stay stronger. I'm not changing any of that. That feels right to me. This is obviously going to be key with Overguard, but it's per enemy hit. Overguard increases by 20% of your armor once per enemy. Cold status effects from frost abilities have their duration increased by 100%. Frost gains 50 armor per enemy afflicted with cold status within 15 meters. Cold status. So that's going to be cold status per second, 0.33 on the snow globe. Yeah, I know, but they basically never step into the globe. Well, I don't want to say never, but they rarely do. So what is the freeze chance if I take that off? Does it just drop that off entirely? Everything else stays the same? I kind of feel like I do need a range mod on here, like I originally had. Stretch. What does that do? That opens the radius on freeze. It's not huge, but it's better. We don't really use 2 anyway, so who cares? The radius is significantly increased there, and the radius is definitely increased there. Armor to Overguard conversion 32 on that. Overguard cap is 24,000. Base 96 just if you pull it. Cold status from frost abilities have their duration increased by 100. Cold status. That's really the only one that says cold status, but I think that they all cause a cold status, and frost gains 50 armor per enemy afflicted with cold status within 15 meters. So my armor's only 315. But if I get 50 per enemy inflicted with a cold status that's within 15 meters. So it could still have something to do with the globe, because that does say cold status per second, even though they basically never come in there, but I just have to assume that his entire kit does it. If we make that assumption, which could be wrong, it could be right. It says cold status. It doesn't say frozen. This freezes them in place, but it also is a cold status. That costs 17.5. That, I mean, maybe that's a great ability. I just never saw the value in it personally. This is obviously huge because that's his armor bubble. And then the big one that cost a lot, yeah, it does cost a lot. That's what's going to be able to let us get our Overguard. So that ought to be hitting with the cold status anyway. Or does it only count if they're cold before it's cast? Maybe I need to go 1-4. Globe to protect, go 1-4. I think we take off the globe because basically nobody steps in that but me. Icy Avalanche we need to have. This is going to make everything just deal more damage. This increases the range, so do I have anything else that I could throw on that also increases range? That I could maybe... That decreases range. Duration? What happens if I take this off? What does that drop down to? 6.8? 8.5. Who cares about that? 12.75. I want to see if I can find something else that will also increase my range. Alright guys, I thought about several different things that I might throw in there. Equilibrium, Energy Nexus, Augur Accord, Amar's Hatred. There's a lot of ways to do this, but I didn't see anything else that I currently have that increases range. Only things that decrease range. Maybe I need to do some more vault key runs over in Deimos. Dragon key vaults. There could be some other of the, positive, negative one that would increase range. I don't have one that does that yet with a negative for something else, which kind of feels like it would maybe be key for this. So what I'm going to try is this. This will throw a little additional armor in there, which will stack on top of this passive. So we're going to try to keep ourselves guarded with the globe. Then we're going to try to freeze people with one first. I don't know if it'll take 1 or 2 casts. And then we're going to pull the avalanche to see if this is not actually freezing them and why it's giving us so little overguard. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. Since they're not stepping into the globe, I'm taking the globe modifier off. That feels like a wasted mod when mods are at a premium here. So there's several different ways I'm thinking about playing around with it. But this is the one I want to test next. We're just going to jump back into the same one. I'm letting you see my process. Yes, we may not get through this mission, but I feel like Frost should be able to do this. And I feel like I am close, but something about it's not quite right. If it's my order of operations or if there's some key mod that I'm missing. Because I've got multiple of his augment mods. And, of course, yeah, I did pick up that other one. I don't think it's going to be necessary. But maybe so. We'll find out here. We're going to test it again. No big deal. It's trial and error. I'm not always going to succeed on the first time I try something, which is totally fine. I don't expect to. But on paper, Frost should be performing better than I'm currently performing with Frost. So I'm assuming that it's me, and that I'm on the right path. It's just something about my setup or my order of operations or a combination of both is not quite right. So
We have got to find a terminal. Proceed and prepare.
health come back up. Yeah, I did get slightly more health and slightly more armor. Okay, we've got that up to 216. Get a little energy back. Oh, whoops, I'm gonna have to pick this back up. What an absolute clown. Yeah, I'm frankly used to...
There's a heavy unit approaching. Terminal spotted. Upload me and prepare to defend.
I was getting ready to test this. Now I don't have the points to test the avalanche, so I guess there's that, so... Get up there in just a second. I feel like the range increase definitely helped. Oh, Frost, you feel so squishy compared to the frames I normally use.
This will take a moment.
Okay, let's see
Watch
what happens
yourself.
if we
Rainier are on the way.
free some guys like that, and then we cast Avalanche. Okay, that's better. That's 5,000. It's still not a ton, but it's certainly better than where it was just a minute ago. $8,000. That's just going to bring it.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Oh, well, no, now we're up to 16,000. Let me just get rid of this Jade Light real quick if I can. $25,000. Now we're sitting at like some Dante levels of Overguard here.
Area completed. Move
Okay,
on.
okay. So I don't know if it's range, order of operations. Something on there worked better. Gave me a lot more Overguard, which buys me time and keeps him from feeling as squishy. So I don't know. I don't know about what this
Here is a
made that
terminal.
work better.
Get me in
I feel like,
and get ready to defend.
well, maybe they were still frozen a bit
I'm
from
in, Tenno.
the ability I cast,
This will take a moment.
and that's why the Avalanche, I feel like Avalanche wasn't hitting as hard as it was initially, but then it started hitting really hard because they were already hit by a cold status effect, maybe? I'm not sure, guys. I don't know what to think about this. Something was working. So now I've got a nice chunk of Overguard. So let's, just in case, let's free some guys and let's cast Avalanche.
Still working on it. Continue to defend. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Get out of here, misery.
We are finished here. Move on.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so my Overguard's down to 9,000, but that should be enough to get me to where it is I'm trying to go. Oh, guys, this is so nerve-wracking. I'm so close, I don't want to mess this up. Dare I even try, if I get through this, to solo a defense? Could he do it?
Location
I mean,
reached.
he can freeze people.
Drop me in and defend our
He
position.
can protect the point. You could make an argument that he might
I'm
be
in,
one of the
Tenno.
better frames to try it.
This will take a moment.
Okay, we're up to 11,000. Up to 12. Are they still impacted by cold? 16. I guess so. Maybe I just
Still
wasn't
working on it.
casting
Continue
Avalanche
to defend.
correctly. I don't know, guys. All I know is I got it working like it looks like it should on paper. And I'm not sure exactly what element of this is what got it working. But I'm not complaining.
Odds
got
were
it.
against
Let's
us,
get out of
Tino,
here.
But we did it. Mission
Oh,
complete.
guys, it's like pulling teeth sometimes. I know
Marines
probably
inbound.
half of you are slapping your hand up to your forehead. Oh, Baka. I know. I like it. I'm just trying things to see if it works. I'm just trying things to see if it works, guys. It's the best I can do. I don't know what change I made there. But I was able to get through it, and the overguard worked. So I don't know if it was double casting Avalanche, if it was casting one first to actually impact them with cold, because Avalanche only does its thing, and the overguard you would get hasn't happened yet, because the cold, like in the instance, it doesn't cause cold until after it's cast, so there's no overguard really to be gained. I have no idea. All I know is whatever. Let's go back and look at this one more time. I'm gonna try one or two more here. I guess I could try that defense and see if I can get through it. Yep. And it's because the armor goes up because of the passive that this becomes stronger. And I threw a little extra armor in there anyway with Carnus Carapace. That could be a really stupid choice. I don't know. Biting Frost makes his weapons hit harder, because this does a good job of freezing them. That, I feel like I got a few extra orbs out of it. I don't know if it's... I guess I'm not going to overthink it. It seems to be functioning at least moderately. I probably still have this build screwed up, but that's what we're going to try. What is next? Spear? And what is Gradivus? Sabotage. You know what? Glutton for punishment. Let's just see if I can make him survive through defense. I doubt it, but I'm going to try. The instant.
Your enemies have grown fierce. Use all that you have learned.
That an acolyte
Our
comes in
position
here,
has been
I think I'm
compromised.
done for.
Defend the cargo until reinforcements arrive.
The Grenier
Oh,
deteriorate over time. Is that what makes them violent?
Hey, there was a little energy in there. Every once in a while you get lucky. Okay, so let's have one at the ready.
Reinforcements are inbound. Hold the line.
They'll have to come into the bubble to hit that. The bubble's bigger because I extended the range, so I feel like that was important to have done. Okay, we got a little bit of overguard, not a ton. How far does that hit him? We're up to 9,000. Got to make sure to keep this protected with the globe. Oh boy, overguard's dropping. This could be bad, guys.
Looks like some serious fraud is going down out there. Here's to you, the light of
8,000. Well, we're staying on our feet. Gotta recast the globe. Yeah, see, now I'm running out of energy. That's when it's gonna get bad. What happens if I just cast Avalanche? Maybe I just didn't have a big enough group of enemies, guys. I have no idea. It's a little tough for me to say what I did or didn't have right. Okay, there's some energy. We definitely need that back. Get off of that thing. Let's Avalanche again. Give us a little more overguard. this again. Well, it's taken a little damage, but it's got most of its health. Okay, now I'm getting nervous about this, guys. Okay, yep, 13-9. That's getting there. I obviously had it up into the 20s, maybe on the last match. But I'll take what I can get for the immediate here and now. Got to recast the globe. Let's recast Avalanche. We're up to 17. Something. They're all really slow, so that's nice. I feel like it had to have been the Acolyte that just got me in the back there. Oh no, I don't have the energy for Avalanche. And I'm all out of Overguard. There we go. Just gotta get it back slowly. Overguard, I only got a couple thousand there. And I feel like I hit a decent sized group, so maybe I do need to throw one first. Still okay on Overguard, so I'm not gonna cast that just yet. A couple left. How's the health on this thing? It's doing okay. Guys, this is so nerve-wracking. You have no idea. Maybe you do. I don't know. Let's have one at the ready. They're coming from where this time? Down there. Okay, that's up to 18. Let's hit him over here. 23. And I think it caps at 26. Get the bubble back on. The bubble back on. Well, I can't cap at 26 because I'm now sitting at 28 something. Bubble. Freeze. Okay, that's 3. Oh. This is seriously stressing me out. Okay, 28, 788 maybe is where it's looking like it maxes. I don't know how much more I could have thrown on there because I hit a lot of people with that avalanche. Either way, it's a generous amount of overguard. Just leave these two loose. So many guys in here. Look at how many enemies I'm having to fend off. If I didn't have everybody frozen, there's no way. Going down, Jade Light. Can't leave you on your feet. Okay, we got another acolyte coming in. Violence. Okay. Where are you, Violence? Down with you. Okay. Hopefully I don't get hit by another acolyte while I'm doing this. Heading up in the corner. Okay. One more back here. That's 4 waves. Yeah, this is seriously stressful. I've never been this close to doing a solo defense. And it's on just like the sloppiest... Well, I don't know if it's a bad build or not. There's something about it that I'm not understanding, but I guess it's technically working for now, so I'm not going to overthink it. Thing is, it also does hit with some pretty good base damage, the avalanche ability. It's, oh, now I'm up to over 29? How high can I get the overguard? 29, 190, 119, 196? I suppose it's possible that's the limit. Couldn't begin to tell you. See if I can proc a little more incarnate form here. I'm doing okay on the overguard front. $216, we are maxed. Got to get another globe back on here, I think. That's a little energy. I bought myself a little time. Take down that Eximus. Where's the Jade Light? Now it's up to 30,000. Back down to 25 because I took some damage. Keep this protected. The objective is looking pretty good. Is it just this last little cluster here? And one where? Are you hiding behind the box? Get out of here. Did I do it? It's got pretty decent life. Unbelievable. I am extracting. Guys, that is the first defense I have soloed, and I did it on a build that I couldn't get going for about 4, 5, 6 attempts in a row. I reread it a few times. I changed a few mods up. And I'm not sure if it's... I was on the right track with understanding the order of operations. Maybe adding the additional armor in the background that did it. Either way, it seems to be functioning. So to confirm it was or wasn't a fluke, we're going to jump in for one more. I don't want to do a defense. I don't want to do a spy. What is that? Sabotage? Yeah, let's just do a quick sabotage. That should be fine. Oh, that means I could go back and clean up Mercury.
Each enemy is more powerful than before. Only with true mastery of the Tenno arsenal will you succeed.
The reactor is a complex system. Start by removing the coolant cells.
I definitely feel like it's important to wait for Frost Energy to get up first before you start moving.
Their exact location. Search them out if you are willing to shoulder the added risk.
Oh yeah, I also haven't gone back to try, was it a Zenith Crown? Was that the one that I had that I didn't try yet to see if anything different happens? I feel like there has to be a purpose to going into Granum's Void. Other than just getting into the Zenith Crown by taking out a Protector. I have no idea. We'll figure it out as we play, but let's just move on. I don't feel like it's worth casting an avalanche here just yet. Yeah, I know I'm going to take a little damage. I just want to see if I can get closer to the point. Survive. If they want to rush me, that's fine. I'll let them rush me. Let me have this at the ready, though. Guess I need to pop a bubble in case I do run into a large group of enemies. It's not a small group of enemies, but it wasn't large either.
The reactor is going into stasis. Now is your chance to complete this sabotage. Use whatever you can to make sure it never works again. A coolant cell has been extracted.
I don't think it's a big enough group of enemies.
Your crowns are safe in my grasp, oh Parvos. Protect me!
Fuel cell reinserted. When the reactor is restarted, this will trigger a meltdown.
I don't care about the Parvos crown protector right now.
Destroy the fuel injectors.
I will.
The reactor has gone critical. Get to extraction immediately. Beware, Tenno. This ship is experiencing reduced gravity and magnetic anomalies.
I did gather that. Yeah, okay. I didn't throw huge overshield on there at all. In fact, obviously I have none right now. I'm just kind of running through, hoping for the best, but I think I'll get out of here, no problem. Famous last words. So yeah, it knocked another one down. Again, not the best test, but I made it through several missions. It took a fair bit of stick-to-itiveness, making some adjustments, little trial and error, but we managed to do it. And I also managed to get through my first Steel Path solo defense. That in and of itself feels like a major, major victory. So yeah, guys, I'm not sure what about the tweaks that I made maybe made a difference. If it was trying to cast one before 4 definitely seemed to have a bigger impact on the overshield. So I'm guessing that when you cast Avalanche, maybe there's some people in the background that somehow it toggles and gives you a little bit, because it's based on the number that you hit because of the interconnectivity between the augment mod and the passive that gives you extra armor, and then it gives you overguard based on 20% of your armor. So it's getting a big group of enemies, but I feel like casting 1 first got a cold status down. If you could get it on a big enough group of enemies before you pulled 4, it looked like it yielded better results. And then from there, if they were still frozen and you pulled it again and needed to recharge your shield, you could do it. That's what it seemed like to me. Maybe I'm crazy. Either way, I'm glad I didn't just throw in the towel, because reading through Frost Kit really felt like on paper he should be superb at it. And I did get through it. I'm not saying it was the cleanest start. It was a bit rocky, but we got through and I managed to solo some defense missions. So I think in the next video, guys, I'm going to go back and try to clean up Mercury with Frost to see if I can repeat it or if it was a fluke. Definitely let me know if you have any ideas on how or why what changes I made worked better than when I first started, or if there's still something really stupid about this build and I just got lucky. I have no idea. We're going to test it out in the next video again, but I'm borderline thinking I might say, yeah, Frost could be another one to keep in the stable, if nothing else, for soloing through some defense missions, trying to get through the Steel Path defense missions when, you know, there's nobody else playing it, so I don't get stuck. But either way, guys, it was fun to get to test his augments, and yeah, also the arcanes as well. So he's a lot stronger than he was the first time I used him. Of course, I have more mods, but I think having those augment mods plus the arcanes really kind of put it over the top. I just had to figure out how to get it to work. Again, could be dumb luck. Let me know down in the comments what I got right, what I got wrong. If you have any tweaks or suggestions or thoughts, definitely let me know. But that was a fun test, and we're going to try them again to get through a little more in the next video. I'll probably do a little bounty running, take a little break from just grinding Steel Path. But either way, we're making slow and steady progress, and in the next video, we're going to determine if I think he's one I'm going to keep in the stable. But guys, that's going to do it for today. That was a big learning lesson. Next video, we'll see if it was a fluke or if I can repeat it, and then we'll be moving on to other things. So as always, I do sincerely appreciate you checking in, and we will catch you on the next one.